So now let's move over to the next speaker. That's Professor Sanchita. So now,
I'd like to start with thanking you all for this opportunity to share my work. So, the title of the work that I want to present today is called A Qualitative Inquiry of Meditation Practice Among Indian American Adolescents. My name is Dr. Sanchita. I'm an assistant professor at OP General University. I've been teaching here for the last 3 years. And this work has been done in collaboration with a professor from Tilburg University, Netherlands, and from Miami University, USA. I just wanted to give an overview of the areas of interest where I've been working lately. So, my area of interest has been on adolescent mental health, where I've looked into problematic internet usage and self esteem. How does that impact? And also the way adolescents cope and how do they develop their identity and how we can help them navigate this time in terms of some kind of yoga, meditation, how these interventions has been used for mental health of adolescents. So this is the area I've been working on. Yeah. So today I'm going to talk about the work that is ongoing, which is on Indian American. So before I begin to talk about this work, I would like to briefly acknowledge my positionality in this work. I've been practicing meditation since my adolescence, and I've been personally experienced how it shape emotional regulation, identity, and meaning making. These lived experiences inevitably inform my curiosity and engagement with my research. As a researcher working within a interpretative framework, I recognize that we co-create this meaning is being co-created with the participant and the researcher. While my background allow for cultural sensitivity and deeper empathetic understanding, I remain committed to reflexivity, continuing examining my assumption to ensure that adolescent voices, metaphors, and lived realities are at the center. So this study is therefore is not just only about meditation as a practice, but also how young people construct their identity, well-being, and belonging within their own culture and developmental context. So, when we talk about in the literature about Indian American, they go through certain concerns such as bicultural identity, heightened academic stress, and intergenerational cultural expectation. So there has been a lot of intervention that are given to support the concerns that Indian American have. However, in terms of when we talk about WHO, also emphasizes on holistic health, which is goes beyond symptom reduction to also include something more than emotion, cognition, which may also include spirituality, which is often overlooked dimension in conventional psychotherapy. So, given what WHO speaks about, there is a need for integration of spirituality and transcendental dimension for the holistic health of adolescent. So here we were trying to understand that how awakened awareness through Sahaj Yoga meditation can be a approach that can be used with adolescents. So we already know that there has been a lot of intervention in terms of mindful based intervention, which have proven to be effective for the mental health outcomes, which emphasizes on effortful uh, presence. However, it certainly lacks spiritual and transcendental dimension, is why we also wanted to introduce this meditation to Indian American adolescent and understand that how they are perceiving, how they're practicing, and how they're taking it forward. So, as we realize that Western secularization of mindfulness may also reduce the cultural resonance and also spiritual humility and the deeper significance that we have in India specifically. So we wanted to introduce and understand. So this is a meditation which is based on Kundalini awakening, which is in Indian scriptures written where you meditate on your Kundalini, which is being said to be reciting at the spine, at the sacrum bone. And when you pray, then you can awaken the Kundalini, and there are chakras that are also related to plexus in our body and the organs in different part of our body. And when you pray, then there is the awakening of chakras happen, and there are some qualities that are there with the chakras that get awakened. So, in terms of the rationale of the study, was to overcome the limitation of conventional mindful based
Sanchita, you'll
practices.
have to wind up soon.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, to overcome the limitation of conventional mindfulness-based meditation practice, we also wanted to emphasize to just check on how this meditation is being perceived, to have a holistic approach to mindfulness, and to shift attention from effortful attention to effortless attention. So we have the research question was to understand how they make meaning of their meditation experiences in terms of words, visuals, and reflection, how emotion, cognition, and behavioral changes they're experiencing while meditating. Also, how they meditation may facilitate the negotiation of bicultural identity, and also how they're making meaning and metaphors are getting emerged from their visual representation of their experiences. So we've used three techniques such as draw and write and reflective diaries over the 12-week of meditation, and also focus group discussion we made them do. So we are still doing the analysis of the study. So, but just wanted to bring it out here. So some of the pictures, as you can see, I think I have little time, so I'll just read one for you, which is one of the adolescent made this drawing. So we gave them prompt as to who you are and what you want to become. This was the initial prompt that we gave in the starting of the meditation. After 12 weeks, we gave a prompt as to who you have become and who you were. And then they drew certain things, such as I'll just read one for you. Maybe it's not visible. This is an image representing me being tangled and mixed up and having overthinking. And the second they made that after meditation, this is an image representing me being calm, peaceful, and realization. So this is something that they drew a lot of them, and we are still analyzing. In terms of diary, we have given them prompts over some themes over 12 weeks, and they have written extensively the diaries. We are still analyzing. One of the verbatims I'd like to read for you. A few days ago, I realized that I have forgotten to submit a important assignment. Instead of getting sad, criticizing myself, I was able to work through the problem and submit the assignment. In terms of focus, so focus group discussion was done at the end of the 12th week, where we were trying to understand that did this meditation help them negotiate these two identity and make more connection between the two identities they are dealing with, which is the parents from India and they now for years living in America. So we sort of asked these questions as you can see
Sanchita
on
will
the
have to
screen.
wind up.
Yeah, so I think that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Thank